What is happening, people? United Central here, back with another video. It's the second video of the night. I told you, man, I got to bring the content. And obviously, we are previewing the match against West Ham away in the Barclays Premier League. And obviously, as you can see, this video is sponsored by the One Football app. You guys must have heard of One Football app already. You know what I mean? One of the best apps right now, footballing apps. You can get everything, guys. You know what I mean? Go check it out. Link in the description below. You can get all your footballing news on there. You know what I mean? As you can see on the screen there, all your footballing news, transfers, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Today, is he getting the contract? We'll talk about it in a bit. Whatnot, you know what I mean? And yeah, just talking about last night, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, go check it out. Link in the description below. And yeah, man, I will move. You get me? Big up to One Football app for sponsored video. Obviously, as you guys are trickling in the comments, you know what I mean? Let me know where you are from, people. Saeed putting in that work, obviously, mate. You know what I mean? Big up to you, man. You know what I mean? Yes, Saeed and Adam, come on, man. You got here, yes, Saeed and Adam. Big up to everybody who's tuning in. Let me know where you guys are watching from around the world, man. I always want to know, Adam. You know what I mean? It's crazy how many people join in from around the world, mate. That's absolutely. You got to give it to them, man. You got to give it to them. Someone's going to say, guys, are you over the loss yesterday? We'll touch on that right now, mate. You know what I mean? Please, guys, smash that like on the video. As you come in right now, smash that like on this video. And as you can see, Adam's, what's it called? On the description there, you can see Adam's channel. Go check him out right there. But let me know where you guys are watching from. Kelly, just past midnight. Yo, big up to you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Tough time, tough hours.
BB1, East London. Anas is always here, man. Big up Anas. Every single time he is here. You know what I mean? South London, Jamaica, Powell in Ohio. Wow,
Yeah,
Ohio.
nice.
You know what I mean? Big up to you, man. Shout out to the regulars and big up Saeed and Adam. Bucharest. Wow, that is mad. Romania. Big up, man. Moradabad, India. Big up to you. Los Angeles. Best duo. Yo, listen, we can only try. You feel me? We can only try, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, guys, we're going to get into the video now. Match preview. But obviously, we can only start with what's happened last night. I never want to look backwards. But obviously, I've not got your kind of view on this.
It's going to be interesting, mate, because we've not spoke since last night. We've not spoke before the game, so I've got no idea.
Game, yeah.
I've got no idea what you thought. You got no idea what I thought, so this should be quite interesting.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you, man. You know what it is, yeah? After I looked at it on the balance of play, you know, my favourite word on the balance of play, I think we didn't play that badly. I'm not going to lie to you. But I think in Ollie's, you know what I mean? Ollie, for me, in certain moments, might have cost Man United, you know what I mean, losing that game yesterday. You know what I mean? A draw would have been beneficial, but I thought, Ollie could have done substitutions earlier. Could he have took off Fred earlier? Could he have maybe played Donny van der Beek? We talked about a knock. I'm not too sure on knock. You know what I mean? Was the setup right? You know what I mean? Did we... You know, I just don't know, man. And I feel like, you know... What's your overall assessment on that one, mate? What is your overall?
Mate, I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you exactly what happened in that game. I've been arguing with people on my... Well, not arguing with them, but just disagreeing pretty much. And the reason we played so well, mate, was because we got lucky in the first half with Fred not being sent off. And Ollie tried to push it as much as he could, and in the end got punished for it. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, mate. Don't. Because it will always backfire. And you know what? Ollie tried to push it for as long as he could. He kept Fred on. Stupid. Absolutely stupid decision. And in the end, it's cost him. And it's cost the team. Because PSG aren't beating us. Even though they did score before Fred was sent off eventually, I still thought that we could score a goal against them. And with 11 men, I think there was only one winner in that game. Worst case scenario, like you said, it was a draw. But Fred... idiotic, absolutely brain dead. I don't know what was going through his head. What was going through his head?
Mate. He must have watched Pepe.
I could not believe that the ref went to VAR. I'm like that, me. I'm like, see ya.
Should have been a yellow. It should have been a red card or nothing, like Maguire said.
It was. But then, you know when you looks in, because then he gets away with the next one. The other player gets yellow carded when Fred stood on his foot. I'm like, Ollie, please tell me you're watching this now and you know what's going to happen. Tuchel knew because he brought Ander Herrera on and played right into that situation. He knew. They were getting nothing, mate. They had no joy at all. We were controlling the game, absolutely cruising. We were the best team in the second half. Albeit, like I said, because we got lucky in the first with a red. But Tuchel made the change, and it changed when Herrera came on, because he came in and played right into that. And that you knew his instruction was, get on Fred. Get on Fred, make something happen, because he did it for us time and time, mate, and we knew what was coming. Ole, I can't forgive him, because we had 5 subs. We had Matic, we had Pogba, we had Van der Beek. We had 3 players you could arguably say on the day are better than Fred.
Yeah.
Take him off. It's not like you're losing a sub. You've got 4 more. Get him off at half time. Prime example, someone made a comment on my video last night on the watch along after it had finished. What did Jose Mourinho do with Lamela? He brought him off because he knew next time that ref would have gone in at half time and looked at that again. The ref would have gone in at half time in our game last night and gone, oh. And then you knew the PSG players were going to jump on anything that Fred did. And people were saying, yeah, but Adam, it wasn't a foul. I know it wasn't. But you knew. You knew that he'd already made the mistake and you knew what was coming. And that is, in the end, what lost us that game. Absolutely. So when you break it down, managerial decisions, and I seen him moaning about the decision about Fred because it was a good tackle. It's like, well, tough luck. You had your luck in the first half and you didn't take advantage of it. And in the end, we got what we deserved. So I wasn't disheartened because I seen moments in that. I was seeing moments. I mean, coming away from Bajak's here, it was the end of the world, mate. This one, I've still got a little bit of something because Cavani's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I've got an issue with Martial at the moment.
Yeah, we'll touch on that.
I've got an issue with Rashford constantly injured and Ollie just completely burning him out when he's got players who can replace him there. So for me, Rashford on the right was good again. Cavani was brilliant. I thought midfield, we sort of won that battle, especially in the second half. McTominay played well for me. And defensively, we were never really stretched, mate. Never. Until we went to 10 men, we weren't stretched. And I thought, you know what, I've got positives to come away from that. But in the end, Ollie, mate, you could have shot yourself in the foot because if you don't make it happen next week, then you ain't got the Champions League to bail you out when the league form starts to dip again. So it's a massive, massive game this weekend and a massive 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks of absolute bedlam, mate.
Yeah, and obviously, you know what I mean, this is the title of the video. You know what I mean, what is the aim for this season? You know what I mean? Like when you look at Man United at a minute, you know what I mean, there's a lot of people saying, give time to Wally, relax, support the Tigger, relax. Look at that comment there. Yeah. I don't know if it means support the Tigger and like the video. Of you, by the way, like the video, guys, but what is the aim for you this season? Because like there's a lot of fans who are a bit on the fence. I'm one of them. I always expect Man United to win trophies. And I always say to myself, Ollie's not expecting anything. He never, I always say to this day, he never ever says top 4. He never says trophies. You know what I mean? I always say generalization comments. You know what I mean? General comments where Man United should be always winning titles and winning things, but you never can feel it with this team. Like, is that concern you when you look at it? You think we're 2 points away if we win a game in hand, but still, it's like the players don't believe.
Mate, I've said this before. Exactly in them comments that I made there, and why next Tuesday against Leipzig is so important to him, because right now, looking at the table, I don't think any United fan would disagree. It's like, if you said to me, 10 games in, Adam, Liverpool have played a game more than you, and you're 4 points behind them, mate, that hand's gone because I've snatched it off. It's gone. I've took it. I'd be like, yeah, that's what I'd expect. That was one of my things. Close the gap on Liverpool, be in and around the mix, comfortably in the top 4. If it's third, it's third, but as long as you're closing that gap points-wise, and I can see progress, that's fine. But I also said I need a trophy as well, which comes again into my previous point of this next 2 weeks, because West Ham, Leipzig, City, Everton. Mate, you know where I'm going with this one. If it goes wrong in them 4 games, then we could see Thursday night football back. We could see Thursday night football back with Arsenal. We could see out of the Carabao Cup our probably best chance of a cup this season, which we said we needed. Yeah. And we could be drifting away in the league again, and then that would be completely unacceptable. But it could go the other way, and we could be exactly where we need to be. I think after last night, the players are going to go into West Ham with confidence, mate, because I think they'll feel hard done to from last night, because we were the better team for me. So it's all on the players to go into West Ham and think, you know what, we're better than this lot. Man, we haven't beat these in the last 4 games we've played them. Let's put this dog shite to bed. I mean, let's put Moyes to bed. Because if we don't, I mean, it's hard to say, but we're laughing. Everyone's laughing at us again. We can just nip it in the butt now and say that PSG game was one of them games. And then we beat West Ham this weekend. We forgot about it. We're moving on to Leipzig, aren't we? So West Ham takes on added importance right now because it just proves that we were right in saying that we weren't that bad last night. But if it's affected us that much and we can't beat West Ham, then like you said, then have you got any hope of this squad ever being the squad and the players to take us forward and win trophies again? Because this is what we have to do. We have to react to a game that we weren't that bad in, but we lost badly in the end, and this may cost us. So we can come back against West Ham this weekend. It's a new test, I think, for us. Yeah. Because, like I said, mate, we win our game in hand, we're a point behind Liverpool and Spurs. And everyone's ranting and raving about Spurs, so we have to take advantage of that. And for Ole not coming out and saying or committing himself to anything, that's not good enough for me.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Good enough for me. That's not. I mean,
it's
you can say
isn't it?
We have to be better. We need to be doing this as Manchester United. It's the United way. This, that. Well, United way is challenging for the title and winning trophies. And if you can't do that, then, well, so I think this is why he's not saying it, mate, because he's scared for his job.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we've got a question here. Big up to everyone who's tuning in right now. Smash a like on that video. Saeed, shout out to Awais Ahmed. He says, Saeed, there's been a lot of talk about us challenging for the league late this season. Do you think it's possible with how inconsistent our home form is? That's a fair point as well. You know what I mean?
It is.
It's like,
I mean, if our home form was half as good as what it is, we'd be top of the league.
Yeah.
So,
took the words out of my mouth. So
does that answer the question a bit? But you got to look at it and go, we're the best team away from home in the country. So there's something there. There is something there. Let's try and push it to the next level, which is, believe it or not, as crazy as it sounds, let's maybe win a game at home. As hard as it sounds. It's crazy. Oh, mate, I can't remember the last time in the league. It was, Bournemouth, wasn't it? It was Bournemouth, yeah. Well,
then even that Bournemouth game was a bit, you know what I mean? They took us up to, was it 5-2 or 5-3 the game? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, even that one was in it. You know what I mean? I think Sheffield United is probably the most convincing win.
Yeah, that was.
Since the lockdown. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, man. This is going to be one of our hardest games, test of a character. Do we have the bottle or the same old United battles for fourth with soft players and no leaders? Winning this game will show us a lot. It's a massive game in the West Ham, you know, because that will show us where they are. They're very, very gritty. They're very, very hard, you know what I mean, to beat. I mean, they've got a lot of battlers in there. I'm just looking at this mentality, this squad, Adam, and I think to myself, you got Bruno, you probably got, I don't know, Maguire, you know what I mean, maybe you know, I mean, some of the Cavani. You've got a lot of people who, you know, want to be leaders and want to win. Do you see this squad like, you know what I mean? Like, I always call My United Moments FC. I didn't really Moments FC when you look at it, man, because it's like, I just don't see a belief there.
They're going to answer it this weekend. Yeah.
Well, they are, you know what I mean? I just feel like, I just don't see a mentality there to say, you know, with Liverpool, they almost believe in it. You know what I mean? The fans believe in it. I was thinking, Man United, do they really believe in their own ability? You know what I mean? I'm not sure they do, and that's worrying for me, man. Because I'm like, where's the stopgap then? Where is it that we want to see? Where is it we want to be as a team? You know what I mean? Where do we want to envisage? And it really pains me because I always say to United fans here that say to me, why are you so Ollie out? But I say to you, why are you so Ollie in then? You know, what vision can you see? Are you seeing trophies? If you're not seeing trophies, then you might as well say to yourself, okay, I don't believe in Ollie, but at least I'm going to back the manager. I mean, then you say that, but there's a lot of people that follow him blindly without looking at the facts of, are we challenging? Are we doing something? What is the plan? What is the plan?
Mate, that is the ultimate, and it is a massive test this weekend, like your viewer said there. Then it was like, it's the perfect game to test your mettle against West Ham because they've had a week preparation, everyone's rested, all the players are coming back. David Moyes, as much as he says it live or on the radio, on TV, he's bitter. He's the bitterest manager I've ever known after what happened to him at United. So he's going to be chomping at the bit to take us down. And it is ultimately going to be the one that answers the question that you just asked, mate. What is the ambition of this team? Where are we going forward? These are the games that are going to answer that question because they're there. They're a battling team. They've probably got their best setup and best team that they've had in years. It's set up perfect for them. They've got a few fans back in the stadium as well. Everything's going in West Ham's favour, which makes it an even bigger challenge for United right now, because you know what? You look at it and you break all of that down. Fans back. Everyone's excited. Players in form. Keeping clean sheets. Winning 5th in the league, the highest they've been in the Premier League. David Moyes, ex-United manager. The fact that West Ham hate United and they've had a good record against us recently. Everything is against us for this game. Is it about time that this squad said, enough is enough? This is where we make our stand and say, look, we got beat in the week, but we're just going to put that right this weekend and settle everything back down again. And then you go, right, okay, I can start to believe, you know what, we were unlucky, we got beat by PSG, but we've reacted and we're moving on already. Bigger fish to fry. Let's put West Ham to bed. For God's sake. It's a massive game and it shouldn't be. It should be talking about how United used to be. This is the expectation and this is the level that the players make it. We talk about this squad and how many years have a lot of this squad had now. You look at Luke Shaw. You look at like maybe even Lindelof now. He's had 3 years now. Pogba, 4. Rashford, 5, 6. Martial, the same. All these players, they're the same players that have constantly failed us, mate. You have to say that in terms of where we'd expect United to be.
100%. I absolutely agree.
Different managers, yes, but these players have always been there. So what is the common denominator, if you say? It's the players, isn't it? Because they're the ones who are constantly there. We've changed everything else. But for me, I think that's why this game is important. No other reason. The fact that we're waiting for a reaction from United. So, you know what I mean? Ollie got it wrong in a way last night by the decisions he should have made in game. The game wasn't horrendous. We've still got a bit of confidence going in. Can we just use that and look at the positive side of it and go and put West Ham to bed? Put in a solid performance. It may not be pretty. We may be a bit tired, but you know what? Do what we always did. Get the reaction. Get the win. And then everything is forgotten, mate. Yeah, it may come back again against Leipzig, but I tell you what, we beat West Ham, then we're going into that Leipzig game in a different mindset altogether. I personally think we'll do Leipzig anyway, but...
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're too frail, mate.
Wow.
They're too frail.
Yeah, but then again, are we potent enough? You know what I mean? That's the level of what we're talking right now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of talk about Martial. There's a lot of talk about should he have scored. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he should have.
He should have. No, without a doubt. You know what I mean? I'm not going to dispute that. But are you worried about him or?
Yeah, I am worried about him, mate.
You know
like
what sense?
He's part of this team now, and you know what? Our kid spoke to me the other day and he made a really good point actually today when I spoke to him, and he said I was sat there last night, I couldn't even sleep, he was that wound up about the game, and he said Martial's problem, he says you look back and since he's been at the football club it's happening every time he has competition. So first season Van Gaal, brilliant season, we loved him, absolutely superb, best season he's had for United you could say. Next season, Mourinho comes in, Zlatan arrives, and we all seen what happened to him. He disappeared off the planet. He spat his dummy out about his shirt going, and he was just a shadow of his former self. Then we get Lukaku coming in, and again he's on the peripheral, and he's not looking like he's got the bit between his teeth. When he's number one, he's fantastic. And last season he had his best season. Under Van Gaal, when he had his best season. And then Cavani comes in. Are we seeing the same again, mate? Now Cavani's here. Because we're over a quarter of the way through the season, mate. He scored 2 goals. One of them was a gift of a penalty that Rashford gave him. And one was a header against a poor Başakşehir team. I've not seen anything that gives me confidence that when he's through on goal, he's going to score any more goals at the moment. And I know his link-up play is good and people will defend him when he's in the way he plays, which I didn't think was bad last night, to be honest. I thought he was alright, but this was the guy who was our number 9 last season. He's about to just give up all of a sudden because Cavani's come in. And then you've got to question the mentality. So, I need more. And now everyone's saying, he's better on the left now. It's like we're making excuses for him just giving up on that number 9. He's better on the left anyway, isn't he? Stop making excuses. It's reality now, and he needs to. We know what he's got. He's a world-class player in the making, but he's 25 this year. He's 25 next, mate. When is that penny dropping? And that's the ultimate worry.
Do you think it's to do with the lack of system? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We're not really creating chances.
Yeah,
the problem. We're not really creating chances, are we?
In his defence, he's come to the football club like Pogba in a time of turmoil.
That's what I mean.
Chopping and changing.
I've always said
chopping and changing. Different managers, different systems, different players coming in, and it's not been ideal for anyone to succeed, to be honest. So in Martial's defence, you can see exactly what's happening to Pogba in Martial, except Martial has done better, I think. And you know what? That is part of it. It's not all Martial's fault. He's been passed from pillar to post by manager. I mean, Mourinho played him at right back, for God's sake. I mean, I would be kicking off. On that. So I just feel like now, at the age he is, he's not a kid anymore. He's a man now.
Yeah, he's 25 now.
This is up to him now, mate, because we're seeing there's not going to be much change. He plays every time he's fit. He plays. So his chance is there. He's going to put it. Ollie's going to keep playing him as long as he's fit. So Ollie's backing him. Show the manager what you've got. Make that position yours again, like you did last season. I don't understand the drop off, mate. That's my issue.
When a player becomes undroppable, though,
to that.
When players become undroppable, though, does it?
No one's undroppable.
No.
No one's undroppable in this team.
Right now, though, they know that Daniel James is going to take their position. They know Juan Mata is not going to take their position. When you look at Man City, you look at them. Mahrez, you know what I mean? Sane left right now, but they had Sane, Bernardo Silva. You know what I mean? Who else have they got? They've got so many people in there, and you're thinking they've got enough quality to chop and change.
Yeah.
When we don't do that, so Martial's probably thinking, you know what, I'll play next game. Rashford will probably thinking if he has a bad performance, I'll play next game, because it is like that, because nobody's there to put them off there. If we'd have bought, and I know Diallo's coming, but Sancho would have been perfect. If Sancho is playing well, he starts. If Martial's playing well, he starts. We have a culture of swapping and changing. Nobody knows that their position is safe. I've always said that, but what we've done in the United fan base, and I had this chat with Coach Cam, you know what I mean? Shout out to him. We've made it a culture where we can't allow to make it, you know what I mean, unbearable for these players. And when Zlatan was in the football club, everyone was like, Martial is disrupting Martial's flow. You know what I mean? Let Martial stay. You know what I mean? There was a lot of that going on. And I'm thinking, well, no, if Martial's good enough, he starts. You know what I mean? Like, same with Lukaku. Lukaku was getting goals. Martial sometimes wasn't. But it doesn't mean that Lukaku's been dropped, even though I did think he was going to be dropped because of how poor his overall game was. But it's like as if also it's like you've got to protect these players to the core. Sometimes you've got to hold them to accountable, mate.
No, exactly, mate. I was just talking about this before. The culture and the mentality of the club has changed to mediocrity. That's the problem.
Yeah,
if you're about to defend, and this is the problem with a lot of the fan base, if you're about to defend, Zane, if you're about to defend a player because you like him, then where are you at as a fan? You know what I mean? It's like when Ricky goes on about the players that he loves. Are you really bringing that up? Is that how much your standards have dropped? Everyone knows what type of players I like and the way they play football. But if they're bad, I say they're bad. Yeah. And that's why I say there's not one player in this team who's undroppable. Bruno's not undroppable. Don't get me wrong, we'll be nowhere without him. But if he has a bad game or he has a few bad games...
Look at Raheem Sterling.
Exactly.
Dropped. Laporte dropped. There's a lot of people that get dropped, man. Man United just need to stop.
Don't do it.
You know what I mean? Don't do it,
mate.
It'll affect his confidence. No, if he's ready to come back, he will come back. We've got to be ruthless. But have we got that under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We haven't
got any ruthlessness under Ole. I tell you now, we haven't. We're definitely not, mate. I mean, against Southampton at weekend, it took us to be 2-0 down for him to make a change at half time. This is the problem. You've got a coach who isn't going to drop players, and then them players' mentalities is like, I must have been all right because I'm getting picked next week. So I must have been doing all right in that. And then he's like, I'll just do the same again this week, and I'll get picked again. and I'll have my fans behind me, the ones who like me.
Yeah.
And it's like Milo there, average at best. Bruno, well, he's not. He has a game where he's average at best, but you know he'll come and win you the game next week.
Yeah.
So what is average? A player who misplaces a few passes.
Man United, what is average though? That's the problem. You know what I mean? And I feel like
thing is with Martial, it's like people who defend Martial will say, yeah, it's this, he's been disrupted, it's that. Man, the guy's got 2 goals this season, and one of them was a gift of a penalty which he shouldn't have had. Bruno's got 11 goals. Apparently, he's average. Rashford's the leading goal scorer in the Champions League, by the way. He's Trashford. What's your standard? Where are you at? What's your type of player? That's the difference. And then you just got that mix of fans.
Look at that comment there. You know what I mean? It's just like you just know they'll be smiling tomorrow.
Oh,
in training ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the happy training ground smiling session.
I don't know. What is the standard of Man United fans though? You know, we're talking about aims and ambition. What is the standards of Man United fan right now?
It's changed, mate. It's changed. It's changed. Me and you. I mean, I don't know. I'm older than you, mate. I've seen the badness of the 80s, and I've seen us come back in the 90s, mate. Come back with the best style of football. So, do you know what? I've seen poor football. I've seen the best football I've ever seen. Mate, if we lose him to, that'll be our own fault, mate. We always lose out on the managers, don't we?
Yeah.
Whenever there's a decent manager around, we're always clinging on to someone.
They're getting Sarri anyway, man. Mauricio Sarri at Arsenal. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah. But no, getting back to standards of fans, it's like the fact that people are defending their favourite players says everything you need to know, mate. For me, it says everything you need to know. It's like you will not criticise a player because you like him. And that's the standard that we've got right now. So if you want to defend a player, even if he has a bad game, then that's fine. But at the end of the day, our standards used to be, you didn't play well. So maybe you just deserve a little drop to the bench. And then let's let you watch the game from the sidelines and see what you think then. See if you like it then. Guarantee you don't. First time Bruno was dropped to the bench, what did he do? Came on, bossed it and changed the game. Same with Rashford. It's the only time they've been on the bench. Do it again. Put Bruno on the bench. Do you know what I mean? Put Rashford on the bench. Martial, let him watch. Let someone else come in who's deserved a shot, who's been waiting there. Not all of them at once, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to do that because that would be suicidal. But you know what? You can drop 1 or 2 every now and then. But don't make it the obvious ones. Fred, Matic, McTominay. It's boring. You know what I mean?
The obvious ones.
It's the obvious ones, mate. It's so boring. It's like, all right, he's dropped Rashford. Whoa, I'm standing up. I'm looking at Ollie going, all right, I'm seeing something now. I can see that, but I don't see it, mate. I don't ever see it. He's talking in his press conference that he's got a niggle. Man, he's injured, Ollie. Just let him have a game off. You know what I mean? Just stop trying to make it that he has to play. There's other players there. You know, I'm like, come on. He's played non-stop. And you know what? He's going to keep getting injured if you keep playing him. Stop making an excuse to play him. We've got Van der Beek there, who could easily play that role. Greenwood's on the bench. Cavani, Martial. You know what? It's not always about Rashford. And you know what? When you look at Bruno last night, you may think, oh, he may look a little bit burnt out. Is West Ham a game where you probably say, all right, I don't think we're going to lose too much if we put Van der Beek in there. I don't think we're going to lose too much. I think Bruno's probably more clinical goal scoring wise, but yeah, maybe Van der Beek will hold on to the ball a bit better. He's not as direct as what Bruno is. Maybe change it up a little bit. You know what? I'm not saying Bruno should be out and left out constantly because I think he is the heart and soul of this team. But sometimes these players need a rest, mate. And unless you can coach them in a way where they're not doing stupid things on the pitch, like Bruno being out of position because he's trying to do too much, which he does do, which I don't like, then you're not doing it right. Something's wrong on the training ground. So for me, the mentality of this fan base goes with how the club have been acting off the pitch and on the pitch and how the players have acted. It's following suit. That's what it is.
Do you reckon like the actual, you know what I mean, the owners, Woodward and the owners, are they demanding a lot? You know what I mean? I see today, I think it's about Man United being, you know what I mean, I don't know, talking about shares and, you know what I mean, how we're still an attractive club. You know, I don't want to hear that nonsense, but do you reckon the owners, because obviously all his contract is coming up right now, you know what I mean? It's got 1.5 years left his contract. A lot of people are saying that will he get the contract soon? Like, as the owners, when you look at the owners, what are they looking for? They're looking for top four? What do you reckon they've actually told Ollie to aim for this season? Because when you look at it, the squad is there. The squad is there because we have got quality. If you're having Pogba and Donny van der Beek on the bench, mate, you know what I mean? You have to challenge for something. What do you reckon the board are saying? Obviously, Ollie, you know what I mean? Woodward, you know, he's a parasite, but still, he must have some aims, you know what I mean? Every boss has an aim, one aim, you know what I mean? One aim will tell you, do this. Surely it has to be something. Can't be top four.
Mate, it is. That's top four minimum, innit? And try and progress. I think the target this season is what I said. Close the gap, comfortably make top four, and let's get our name on a trophy. That's what I think. That's realistic for me. But I'd look at it now, I'd be saying, as an owner, and I think I'd have every right as an owner to say, you know what? I think we should be challenging for the league now, looking at the way this season's panning out. That's how I should say it. Because it is, the problem we've got is, it's like, oh, we're okay because everyone else is hit and miss, so we can afford to be hit and miss as well. It's the way it's going. No. Take advantage of it. It's like people saying, calm down, it's only a quarter of the way through the season. I'm not willing to accept that we're going to throw... I'm not willing to accept that we're going to throw a quarter of a season away. I don't accept that as a fan. I think it should be the same standard all the way through. As like you said, we're an attractive club. We've got the biggest squad. They say all the right things, but then they start rewarding mediocrity when it gets down to the nitty gritty. So it's saying one thing and doing another, mate. And honestly, I think the target should be this season that the trophy has to come into the cabinet. If he doesn't make top four, he's gone. I don't think they're going to make any decision on his contract until the end of this season, mate. I don't. If they're as savvy as I think they are, as business people, in the current climate, there is no way that anyone is getting any new deals at the football club this year. There's no way in hell. What if it's a cheap deal, though?
What if it's a cheap deal? You know, what if it's just to say, you know what, we can keep this guy in a low contract, 2 years, you know what I mean? What about that kind of reason? You know what I mean?
But the thing is, they've lost that much money, mate. I don't think they're willing to willy-nilly throw the contracts out there unless it's for someone new. And that's the difference, I think. I think if you're looking at it now as an owner, you're going to go, right, okay, let's not jump the gun this time. Let's just give it a little bit of time and just see. Because if it starts going wrong and Ollie's got this contract, then it's going to cost us more millions. And we're not bringing any revenue in at the moment. So I don't think anyone's getting a new deal right now. I think come the end of the season, we'll know. I really do. Will he go before then? Well, if he loses Champions League and it starts to dip in the league, then I think we'll see some. Movement upstairs as to say, right, okay, there's no more Champions League to bail us out now. Can we rely on him and stick with him just because he's in the Europa League and that's a back door into the Champions League next year? Mate, I won't sleep, mate, if we go into that Europa League with Arsenal. I won't be sleeping.
Oh, mate. I'm watching him right now, mate, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's just, I can't do this with Rapid Vienna, mate. I can't do that, man.
You see they got fans in, haven't they? When the goal went in, we were all on the phones. No one was cheering.
no one knows how to celebrate now, you know what I mean? Everyone's like, because we've been a virtual audience for that long, mate.
Zane's messaging them all. That's what he's doing.
Exactly. We've got a couple of super chats to read here. Shout out to everybody who's super chatting. You get me, big up to you guys. Also, if you want to become a United Central member, go hit the link in the description below. Right there, you can be a member of the channel. Michael Delroy, big up to super chat. He goes, we're creating plenty of chances. Only mistake was not taking off Fred. Ollie in. Didn't I say Cavani up front on my last super chat? Martial has been more crucial for us than Rashford. Well, the numbers don't suggest, but I kind of get what he means. Zanos with a super chat here again. Another Michael Delroy super chat goes, Rashford will be the next Lingard. Sell him in the upcoming transfer window because his value will drop. Wow. I don't think he's a Rashford fan, Michael. I tell you what.
Now I think Rashford's worth more than Martial right now, the way it's going. You look at it right now, then people are seeing Martial and going, where does he play?
Yeah, I understand that. It's kind of an unorthodox number nine, isn't it? You know, what I mean, you don't know if it's a number nine. Whereas Rashford, you know, he's a
He's not.
wholehearted winger.
He's let his number 9 go too easily for me. He's not put up a fight for it, and that says something about a player's character. It really does. I mean, Rashford's been poor this season, but scored 8 goals. So
Yeah,
it's,
yeah. There you go.
it's what you see, innit?
Yeah, we got a question here that someone kept saying about Donny van der Beek. Please talk about Donny van der Beek. Are you worried now the fact that McTominay's back? And I know it sounds obvious, but the midfield pivot is back, mate. You know what I mean, McFred. Are you worried now that that's the end of?
Do you know what this is, mate?
Bruno,
Do you know what
Donny, mate?
the comparison of this is? It's like playing Nicky Butt, who's a good player. Don't get me wrong, love Nicky Butt. It's like playing Nicky Butt ahead of Paul Scholes, mate. That's the exact comparison for me. They're the standards. That's what McTominay is, and that's what Van der Beek could be, and that's what the type of player Van der Beek is. That's what you're playing. So you've got one manager in Ferguson who wouldn't even consider that situation. He knows where his strengths are. And it's, you know what, mate, I'm looking at it going,
I definitely think it's a trolling there, mate. It's definitely trolling.
Who's that?
But yeah. He's saying
McTominay over Van der Beek. Yeah, Marlow.
You know what I mean? I'm just fearful that Ollie might go into the mode where he believes in what McTominay did. You know what I mean? And I just feel like Donny again might be the kind of sacrifice that Ollie needs to do to kind of get Man United back to solidity. You know what I mean? He must. I don't know if he's frightened by what he's seen, the way we were open. I think Ollie's very, very scared of being open, like just playing open expansive football. You know what I mean? I think Southampton, that was for me. I mean, Cavani got us out of that one. He really, really did, and we were definitely open in that first half. Hence the 2 goals. You know what I mean? It was quick fire, but still after that goal, we looked like we looked exposed. You know what I mean? And I just feel like if he does that, I think the whole of the fan base, mate, won't be happy, mate, if we don't get a result against West Ham, mate, because it's not a team that will. You've got to open up West Ham. You know what I mean? You don't need him. McTominay's going to sit there. I understand they do that in Rice and Noble and whatnot, but you need players. I've seen McTominay for the last 2 years playing at West Ham. He's played once in the double pivot with Matic, and the other one played as a centre back in a 6-man defence. You know what I mean? And I just feel like
he cost us a goal as well.
And he cost us a goal. It's the time to change it up, mate, because I can't be seeing Mark Noble boss the game again. We can't be doing that. We can't be seeing Declan Rice running through the midfield, Souček running past us because they're stronger than us in there. You've got to play your ability as a footballer, and I feel like if Man United get Donny on the pitch and they play football, we win the game. Simple as that. There's a lot of reliance on Bruno Fernandes. I don't know. For me, last night he looked a bit tired. Last night he looked. You know, he's another player that we're playing him a lot. He played 90 minutes the other night. Did he play 9 minutes yesterday?
Yeah, didn't bring him off for 5 subs.
Wow, man! I said, this squad could get run to the ground, mate. And if we don't start changing it up, mate, you know what I mean? And I understand you can't do this all the time, but is it a case of starting the likes of Daniel James maybe sometimes? You know what I mean? Mato, Lingard. I'm not trying to say play these guys and, you know what I mean, like, and you'll get results, but if these guys are keep playing and playing and playing and playing,
let's look at it
this
way. Yeah. Let's look at it this way, mate. You know what? We're probably not going to lose too much against West Ham. I understand what Bruno brings to the team, though, I do. But like you said, then there's a time when you have to think long-term goals, short-term loss, long-term gain. Are we going to be that bad if we play Donny van der Beek instead of Bruno against West Ham and give Bruno a break? You know, are we going to be that much different? I don't think we are. I don't. So I'm thinking, right, save your best player. You know what I mean? If Rashford gets a break, he comes back a different player again. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. But thing is, they're not getting chance to sort of reflect on their performances. They're not getting chance to look back on them. They're not spending any time on the sidelines looking on, going, you know what, maybe I could have been a bit different and this and that. I know when Van Gaal was there, he had the players studying videos of every single game afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on there now. I don't know if it's different. I don't know if that's even done anymore. But sometimes you just want them to look back and go, have they even watched this game back? Have they sat down as a group? Have they got time to? I know it's a busy time right now, but has Ollie even sat back and watched this game again and seen some of the things that the players do? You know what? It starts at the top, mate, doesn't it? Ollie's in charge, so everyone who's slagging these players off, you've got to look at the top. Because Ollie's the one who's not dropping them, not resting them. So you can slag the players off as much as you want. And you know what? We all do it. Individual performances and mistakes need criticising, we know that. But at the end of the day, what then happens is the next game, then players start again, and you're like, people are like, why are you constantly slagging them? Well, you're the ones who are saying that get behind Ollie. Ollie's the one who keeps picking them players. So really, their performances are down on him. Yeah, I understand. When they cross the white line, yeah, it's all down to them. I understand that. That's given. But you know what? If they play bad, then Ollie can do something about it. In the game, not so much, apart from his changes that he can make. But when he gets back to the training ground, looks back and goes, you was nowhere near on it. Maybe a little break for you and someone else to come in who's fresh with a couple of new ideas may be the difference for us for a couple of weeks or a game. And then you get to watch it and then come back in even better. It doesn't happen, mate. It doesn't happen, and I don't think it ever will with Ollie. Because you can pick that team, mate. And you know what? I can already pick that team for weekend. I've said it in a couple of other videos tonight. I know exactly how it's going to go. It's going to pretty much be exactly the same, but for possibly Cavani coming out or McTominay coming out for Matic maybe. Because Fred's going to start because he's got the week off, hasn't he? So he'll play Fred because he's missing against Leipzig.
Yeah.
And then it's a case of, right, who else is available? If Rashford and Martial are fit, they will play. Cavani, does he come out for Greenwood? That may be the only possibility. And Matic possibly for McTominay. But, man, I don't see it changing, mate.
No, and that's a worry,
That's the realistic look, innit?
You know what I mean? You've got, you know what I mean? Guys, get the likes up, people. Get the likes up, man. We've got 143. We've got nearly 400 people in the live. So please, if you are watching this right now, please hit that like button. You've got a lot of problems as well, man. Matic is not playing back. People are saying bring in Matic. Pogba's back in the squad. Donny's needing game time. You know what I mean? There's a lot of questions now back at Ollie now. Before it was, you know what? We'll push Pogba aside now. I mean, he's out the picture. Donny can start because Donny's playing well, and you know what? Matic was out, I think, for a bit out of the team. You know, McTominay was injured, by the way, so he's back in the frame now. There's a lot of questions for Ollie now. Do you think he can handle that? And that was his almost kind of downfall towards the start of the season. He didn't know who to trust, and you're thinking now Pogba will demand games. You know, he's doing all the kind of good PR at the minute. You know, he's supporting the team from Instagram. You know what I mean? He's posting the training videos. He wants to be back. He doesn't hate Man United, does he? You know what I mean? There's a player you can say like Ozil playing Fortnite. He's actually training. He's watching United. He's doing all he can. He's supporting the team. He wants to be back at United. There's a lot of people that say to him, he's a virus. He don't care about the football club. Listen, mate, he cares about the football club. He cares, mate. He would have been long gone if he didn't care about the football club, mate. He would have been long gone.
He does. He's what keeps all the morale up. We know everyone loves Pogba. Problem is, when he goes on the pitch, we've not had a manager yet who's managed to make it work. But then again, like I said with Martial,
we thought that with Ollie, though, didn't we?
Yeah, when I said with Martial before, he's possibly the right player at the wrong time for us, Pogba. And in the end, I think he will move on. Maybe as soon as January. I think that possibly will happen, but I don't think it's ever going to work for him because we're just not settled enough for Pogba to be able to play to his full potential. He needs to be in a settled team that know exactly what team he's playing and which style of football we're playing. Juventus, you knew, and you could see it when he was playing at Juventus. He knew exactly what he was doing every single week because he knew exactly what everyone else on the pitch was going to do. There were players on his level. Then you look at that French team, say no more. Mate, it's oozing quality.
Yeah.
So there's no fearing at all. There's no fear. As a good player, and this is these are the standout players. You know when a player comes into a team and changes it, which has been pretty bad. Prime example you've got to look at, I mean, rest in peace, obviously, Maradona going to Napoli. Took a team from nothing to win the league. One player managed to get more out of the rest of the team just by the way he played the game. Pogba's not that character. He's not.
No.
It's like Messi. People say Messi goes to anywhere. He doesn't. Messi doesn't go anywhere. He's like Pep Guardiola. He only goes where he knows all the pieces are pretty much already in place. He's not ready for rebuilding. If he's got everything in place to play his style of football, it will work. But if you put Mourinho and Pep Guardiola in a mid-table Premier League team, there's only one winner, mate, and it's not Pep Guardiola. I'm telling you now, Pep works when his system and his whole entourage and everything is in place. He's got the best team in the league. He's got the amount of money he's got to spend. He's got the best players. Then Pep looks brilliant. But that's his level. He can't work any other way. Would do well in a mid-table team and he would improve them. That's the difference for me. It's the same in players. Pogba is like a Pep Guardiola as a manager. With everything else around him in place, he's unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable. But we are not in that place.
No.
It's chopped and changed too
We're far
much.
from it.
Who is going to be there first? I mean, is Pogba going to get his third United manager, or is he going to be out the door by the time that happens? That's the question, isn't it, mate? It's one of them. I just don't see it ever working for Pogba.
What kind of club we've been in it, you know what I mean? Because of the fact that we've had 3 managers in Pogba's reign. You know what I mean? We've not, like, you could talk about Pogba not being there, but he's one player. You know what I mean? And I understand that he's they're one manager, but you know what I mean? How has not one manager not got the best out of him? And it's like, it's baffling for me. And I feel like these are more problems, you know what I mean, that are reoccurring now, you know what I mean? And the squad selection, you know what I mean? I don't know what we're getting every week. You just don't know. Then it's like, you know what I mean? We're going back to the same question. What is the aim this season when you haven't got the basics right? You know what I mean? You haven't got the basics right. And I'm like, how long can this go on for? You're going you're going 1 step forward, you're going 5 steps back. And it's like, I've now, you know what, Adam? I've really, really now come to my senses now. You know what? I'm not expecting any much from this team. I'm not expecting enough from the manager. I won't, you know what I mean? I won't be surprised by anything. I've just know that this club is very, very inconsistent. It really is, man. And 1 week you'll get a solid performance, 1 week you'll get average. You know what I mean? It's just whether which Man United team turns up. It's not someone that keeps doing everything the same. You know what's the old saying of doing things the same right all the time and just keep going? I mean, keep plugging along, mate. You know what I mean? I just don't see that, and I feel like, you know, it is really going to affect the season, mate, because we want to build on, Adam. We want to build on. We want to go for trophies. Want to go up the ladder. You know what I mean? You just don't see that. And I know this season is a bonkers season, but it's you know, you don't know where you're going, do you?
No, mate. You don't know what's coming next week, do you? It could be Prime United, and then it could be West Brom United. It could be Başakşehir United. You know what I mean?
Başakşehir, I'm telling you.
Oh, mate, it's just it's because we can't see the consistency. It's hard to say I'm fully behind and confident that we're going to go places. I said I needed to see about 6 games in a row in the league to convince me that they've got something enough to actually think, you know what, 6 games is going to take us close to halfway through the season and we're right up there. So yeah, I would think then we've got a chance because we've got a big squad, and that's why I think we've got a chance, especially this season. But a loss to West Ham just destroys you. It finishes you, doesn't it? It's like everything's just been zapped out of me again. 4 wins in a row have been wiped clear because we wasn't able to react and play West Ham United. And
the manner.
Yeah, it's one of them, innit? Because I look at them next 4 games now and I think, where will we be in 3 weeks' time? Will we be in the final of the Carabao? Will we be in the last 16 of the Champions League? And will we be in the top 4? Because that's exactly where these 4 games could take us. So, you know what? There's no excuse. People say, oh, you're getting a bit ahead of yourself. No, that's exactly what should be happening this next 3 weeks. That's why it's crucial. If Ollie goes out of 2 competitions and then drops points in the league, where does that leave him? That's the question.
And that's the biggest question of all, mate. And you got West Ham now. You know what I mean? They're going to be buoyed by this. I know they didn't have a pretty game against Aston Villa, but I think that was down to Aston Villa's kind of ability, you know what I mean, rather than anything. But you know, they're going to be up for it. Bowen on the right, you know what I mean? He's going to cause problems. You know what I mean? They've got big players in there. They're not going to get. I don't think this is going to be the same as Southampton where they rolled over. These have got Declan Rice, solid midfielder, Ogbonna at the back. You know what I mean? They've got is it called Balbuena?
Valbuena.
They've got a decent team, mate. They really have, man. And I feel like, I don't know what's the best approach for this team. You know what I mean? Anna says here, what team would you play against West Ham? I don't know, I really don't know what team I would play.
I think defence takes care of itself because we got no Shaw. I don't think anyone's taking Bizaka's place right now, and I don't think we're going to move.
Are you worried about him as well? He looks tired as well, mate. You know what I mean? It's like he's playing as well all the time. Mate, every week, mate. It's crazy.
I know. I do feel like that's going to be the back line, De Gea in the back four that we had last night. I do feel that. It's the midfield. Oh, God, man. It pains me. It really does because I know what's coming. I know it's going to be Fred and McTominay or Matic. Van der Beek will be on the bench. It'll be Bruno behind Cavani, Rashford or Martial, or Martial, Rashford and Greenwood. That's what it will be. I'll be amazed if it isn't that. Ideally, what would I do? How would I play it? The back four has to be the back four. We can't change that. But 4-3-3, man. Do you know what I mean? Just play to your strength. Forget about what the likes of Ricky's saying. We're playing too many attacking players.
I don't understand that, yeah, you know what I mean? I don't understand that, man. If you got the quality, mate. If you got the quality,
mate. Apparently last night we played too many attacking players. If you count De Gea, we had 7 defenders. It's 3/4 of the team's defences. So how are we playing too many attackers? I don't understand. There's too many attacking players in the team. We had 4. Even on the Van Gaal days, he had a maximum of 4 players who could do something. I'm like, Ricky, what you saying, man? Come on, you can't keep living off that. Because until we got down to 10 men, we were controlling the game. It wasn't like we was being carved open. So I just feel like there is a balance there. It's finding it that's the problem right now. Cavani starts for me. I think he's okay to start. Maybe bring him off after an hour after he's done the damage. So Cavani starts. Rashford I would rest. I would drop Rashford. He's come off with an injury last night.
That's a big game. If you're chasing this 90 and he's chasing... You know what, yeah? You have to chase this 90. You have to chase RB Leipzig 90. Then you've got to chase City around for 90 minutes. And just, you know what I mean? We're going to have to be chasing shadows against City. You know what I mean? Round and round, mate. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to be doing that a lot, mate.
I would literally play the 4-3-3. I'd put Fred in there because I know it's his last game. He's going to be banned for the week, so he'll be fresh for the City game. So I would play Fred in there, and I would just play 2 either side of him in the 4-3-3. I'd put Van der Beek in there, and I'd put Bruno in there, and then I'd play 3 up top. Yeah, I'd play Greenwood, I'd play Cavani, and I would play Martial. I just think that they're fitter right now than what Rashford is. And I know Martial's out of form, but I feel like he's had that rest with his suspension. I think he needs probably game time more than what Rashford does, even though Rashford's slightly ahead of him this season, in my opinion. But we want Martial back to where he was last season, and I want to see him fight for his place alongside Cavani. I don't want to see him give up, so I'd play him. I'd play him in there. So I would go 4-3-3. Because I don't think West Ham are going to defend. They've got too many good players in there now.
And Rama.
They've got some good players.
The other guy's on form. The Haaland is on form.
Haaland,
you know what I mean? There's a lot of players that are on form, mate. You know what I mean? And you're thinking
Antonio.
They've got a lot of quality, mate. They've got Antonio will hustle Harry Lindelof and Maguire, mate. You know what I mean? They will literally do that, mate. And I feel like you've got to be respectful of them, man. You know what I mean? You've got to say that. They could do something. They really, really could do something. And I'm just like, we've got to play the cards right. We have really, really got to play the cards right. And you know what I mean? And hopefully we get the result. I'm gonna go for De Gea, Wan-Bissaka. I'm gonna go for you know what is it? I'm just gonna go what I believe it will be. Because I feel like there's no point me putting a squad out there. Victor Lindelof. Harry Maguire, Telles. I'm gonna definitely go for Van der Beek. I'll tell you that. I'm gonna go with. I think he'll play Van der Beek and Matic. maybe. I think he'll, you said he'll play Fred, but I think he might just say to Fred, listen, mate, you cost us that game, mate, so you're sitting on this one, mate. So I think it'll be Van der Beek and Matic, Bruno in the sitting. Then you've got, you know what, man? I'm going to try and do this, man, because I feel like something needs to change. I'm going to go with Daniel James on the right. No, sorry. Daniel James on the left. I'm going to go with... this is tricky, This is very, very tricky. You know what? No. I'm going to go with Martial on the left. I'm going to go with Mason Greenwood on the right. Then I'm going to go Cavani up top.
That was my front three. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go with that one because I thought, nah, Daniel James. The thing is, for me, I'm just worried about what stick he'll get after 10 minutes. You know what I mean? I just don't think we're a patient fan club, mate. We are not a patient fan club, mate. You know what I mean?
No.
And I just don't want to place it get hung out to dry. If someone said give Igalo some time, 8th in the team, not just 10 minutes, well, is there even thingy? Someone said seriously, Daniel James. I don't know, man. We need to give these at Man United. They're on the payroll, Adam. You know what I mean? You can't just say to them, you're subbing every game. You can't do that, can you?
Ollie can. He has been doing for 2 years.
I'm just like, how does Ollie just like doing this all the time? I know Mata should stay on the bench, you know what I mean? But there's certain attackers you're thinking, they're always on the bench. You know what I mean? They're literally, he might just think, you know what? Martial's not on form. Just put James in there. How can he do any worse? You know what I mean? But let's get our predictions in. People, get your predictions in. West Ham, Adam. You know what I mean? What are you thinking of the result would be?
2-0 United, mate.
2-0 United.
I do. Fancy
Wow. 2-0 United. I don't know, mate.
Would you against West Ham, mate? Like I said at the start, it ain't all doom and gloom. I think we have got a little bit of something going into this game. I think we've got a lot of positives to take out of the PSG game performance-wise. So I think we've got it. I think they have to react, mate. It's more of a case that they have to show something this weekend because, you know what, we need the reaction after that game against PSG just to show everyone that, you know what, we're not the United that everyone thinks we are, the inconsistent United. I do think if it was like the Başakşehir game coming out of that, then I'd be a bit more worried, but it's a bit different this one, so 2-0.
See, I'm gonna stick with Addis, you know. I'm gonna go 2-1 United. So I'm gonna say 2-1 West Ham, 1-1. 3-0 West Ham. Wow. Then Wally getting sacked. Wow. 1-0 United. Shitty performance. We'll lick it in the last minute. 2-1 United. Are we playing home or we are playing away, guys? Away at the London Stadium
with fans.
They got fans, haven't they?
Yeah, they got fans. They got 2,000 fans in.
Wow, man, that might help them, you know.
I said everything's against us for this. We got bitter Moyes, you got West Ham in form, we got fans in the stadium, highest position they've ever been in the Premier League. They're the vibrant one at the moment. Yeah, 5th.
What?
They're in 5th.
West Ham are 5th?
Yeah.
No, West Ham are not 5th.
The 5th, mate. Dizzy Heights of 5th.
If they win, that's an incentive to win that game, you know.
That makes crazy, isn't it?
Wow. Apparently, if we lose this game, we could be as low as 14th again.
Yeah, it's crazy season, isn't it? Literally is. That game in hand has really killed us. We needed that in the bag, didn't we?
Wow, man. It's crazy, but it's been a pleasure, guys. We've had nearly 400 people live in this video. This football video is sponsored by the OneFootball app. Make sure you go download it. Link is in the description below. As you can see right there, go download it. One of the best football apps on the app right now. You know what I mean? Big up to Adam for coming on right now. You know what I mean? Big up yourself. Go check out his channel. The link, literally, as he's on the title right now, you can click on the title and subscribe to his channel. You don't even have to go off the video. You know what I mean? But big up to you, Adam. Mad Red United. You know what I mean? Link will be in the description as always. You know what I'm saying, mate? and hopefully we get a big result, mate, on the weekend. You know what I mean? Can we get it, guys? Can we? Got to, mate. You know what I mean? But guys, you know what I mean? Smash a like on the video as you are heading out, please. It would help the channel massively. You know what I mean? All you got to do is just smash that like video. And if you are watching this after the live video, smash the like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. It's road to 25,000. We are literally 400 away. It's not even a lot, guys. We are 400 away from 25,000 subscribers. So big up, everybody. And as always, I'll be back tomorrow, 9 o'clock tomorrow. I'll be back with another video live, probably with... probably might have a special guest. You never know, guys. Keep an eye on that one. We might have a special guest tomorrow on the live video. But Adam, it's been a pleasure, mate. And
always, mate.
Have a nice Friday off, mate. Take care, man.
Yes.
Big up, man. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon. Enjoy your Friday.